I was hoping we wouldn't have to do this again. Seems our feet haven't been cursed. That's a good sign, I suppose. How remarkable. It's another aggressive one! This way. Such skill. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. It's just ahead. Goodness, what happened here? This is odd. Not entirely sure, but look around. If the poachers were here, perhaps we can find out why. I hope that's the last spider. Something terrible happened here. I can feel it. A naughty Kneasel is an unhappy Kneasel, my gran always says. Go on, say it. I was magnificent. That was rather well done, if I do say so myself. A ladder. That's what we need. It's not like her to forget. I shan't cower to you. Come on then, do your worst. Is this the first time you've held a wand? I dare say you're not much of a challenge. There are so many things I'd rather do with my time. Fight like you mean it or don't fight at all. That's the third time I've seen a dugbog behave that violently. I've noticed that too. It's almost like there's something in the water. You outdid yourself, if I do say so myself. Remind me to keep on your good side. Expertly done. Merlin, you're like an aura in training. A well-won victory, I must say. That was remarkable. Wow, remind me to bring you to every fight I'm ever in. Excellent work. I saw that Ferdinand Pratt's back at the Three Broomsticks. Ferdinand must be thrilled to be hanging at the Three Broomsticks again, where he can spy on everybody. If we get caught, this might not end well. I'm not at all comfortable with this. If we're lucky, they won't even know we're here. May I suggest we not be here? Whatever you do, don't attract their attention. What was that? No, I need to talk to you. Come here. Psst. Psst. Over here. Hey, over here. Come on. The Kneasels don't like the food pellets nearly as much as the Puffskeins. More refined palates, I suppose. I don't have a good feeling about this. Samantha will be glad to hear that the crest has been returned. I certainly hope it reverses the curse. This must be Arranshire. We'd better keep an eye out for spiders. I wish there had been another way. How could I have been so blind? A ladder. Not sure I want to know where this leads. She's leaving! Quickly! Just the person I was hoping to see. What in Merlin's name are you doing? Her name is Persephone! We need to find moths for those spinners. Merlin, it's even more beautiful close up. There's the nest. We're almost there. So what does happen next? What are these pillars here? Of course Doran implied as much, but to see it up there. Let's find out. Doran's waiting for us just up ahead. Did you see the symbol above the entrance? It's the one the mooncalf's made at the henge. I think he might be hungry. Would you mind giving him some beast feed? Yes. A more hushed approach is likely wise. Oh, that's a brilliant idea. What I wouldn't give to be a demiguise right now. 1 foot in front of the next and quiet as can be. That's it. Light-footed's the word. I saw movement higher up in the keep. We should find our way there. Just keep an eye out for his tongue. Don't worry about Professor Howin's speech. She over-exaggerates sometimes. All the beasts in class are perfectly safe. Oh! Hello, I'm Poppy Sweeting. Here, you can practice on Gerald. Yes, Professor. Yes, Professor Howin. Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss. Merlin, it's beautiful. Oh good, you're safe. Now's our chance to free her! Reinforcements will be on the way! There's so much we don't know about beasts. So much to learn. Sir Athpodle was friend to all, including beasts. I salute him for that. On we go, shall we? We should take advantage of most eyes being on the fight and look around. But be discreet. You especially can't afford to be spotted. How could they possibly enjoy this? The centaurs have every right to be disgusted with wizard kind. There must be more dragons here. The poachers are far too greedy to run a fighting ring with only 2 dragons. It's a dragon fighting ring. This is Horntail Hall. No wonder the poachers were in Hogsmeade so much. Likely taking bets and spreading the word, given how crowded it is here. Well done. I believe it's dead. You did it! I suppose we'll find out. Not a warm welcome. We can head back to the castle if you've seen enough mooncalves one day. Take your time. Why on earth would you do that? Because Kneasels can get a bit aggressive with people they sense may be shady. Would you consider yourself trustworthy? Weasley's always been my favourite professor, although I've never liked transfiguring creatures. The entrance to the nest is below her. Head for it. We need to find the tomb near Brockborough and place Samantha's family crest on a sarcophagus there. I suspected you two might get along. I should be going, but we'll speak again soon, I hope. So, what did you think of Highwing? I don't often agree with Professor Howin, but on that, I fear she's right. She does have a rather stern brow, doesn't she? But look how well you put her at ease. It's hard to explain, but something about it just feels wrong. Exactly. Oh, very well. I will. They're up to something. I'm just not sure what. Perhaps. Did you know that once you earn a Hippogriff's trust, they'll always be there for you? I've seen it firsthand with her, and the more I know, the better I can keep Highwing safe. The Poacher's influence is growing. I see them every day in the village, lingering, talking to people. I think I'm going to look into it, find out what's going on, what they're doing. You may have noticed that poachers are something of a problem in the area, so I worry they could get her again. And I might not be there next time. They don't scare me. Besides, I'd do anything to keep Highwing safe. It's a longer story, but I rescued her from poachers a few years back. Got her to safety and, well, she was fine until recently. You made it! Don't worry, we're nearly there. What is going on with them? We'll need to take cover wherever we can. It's the only way we'll make it through. Look, they've got a dragon egg. Hebridean from the looks of it. We can't leave it here, not with the plans they likely have for it. Thank you for your help. Let's carry on. Feed and brush the Neasels just as you did with Gerald. Those two don't belong anywhere near this class. Poachers in training. Persephone was onto them instantly. I wonder who the map belonged to. I hope they won't mind us going in their stead. Don't look now, but we're about to make some friends. Uh-oh. Do you see what I see? Oh, goody. Undesirables. I can do this. I can do this. They will want to help. We could be discreet. Look around without them ever knowing we were here. We should leave soon. The longer we stay, the more I want to fwooper. Be on your guard. I'm no fan of Ferdinand's, but it wasn't very nice to destroy one of his frames. You destroyed Ferdinand's frame. What gave you the right to do that? You haven't seen my grand study. Perhaps the runes on the walls have something to do with finding the moths. I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep. We have some spectators. The trolls are popular. Anything interesting? Beautiful. She's breathtaking. Did you hear the librarian gave Sebastian detention again? What's this? Is Highwing all right? Natty told me what the two of you did. Can't wait to tell Doran that I've managed to see not one but 2 mooncalf dances. She'll be jealous. Poachers are nomadic, and most of the ones in the area aren't any I'd grown up with. I can try, and I've had a bit of help so far. I'd actually like you to know. About 5 years ago, Highwing had been captured by poachers. I'm sorry, I thought about it so many times, but I'm ashamed of who my family is. We don't speak, or rather, they don't speak to me. Last I heard, they were in Borneo trying to make their fortunes there, acromantulas. I never fitted in, but the older I got, the more apparent it became. Gran tried for years to convince my parents to let me live with her. It was chaotic and dangerous and nowhere a child should ever grow up. Well, the night I met Highwing, that was a mooncalf dance. Do you know how rare it is to see even one? I'd finally had enough. I freed Highwing and we ran. We'd flown for ages when I spotted mooncalves dancing below and we landed to watch them. At first they planned to sell her, but soon decided they wanted to kill her instead. More money, I suppose. I've never told anyone any of this, but I'm glad that you know. It's nice to have someone to talk about it with. I've had a bit of help. Now that I'm older, I wish I could talk to them, get them to see sense. But sadly, I suspect that wouldn't do any good. They only ever happen under a full moon. Though I suppose the moonstone allowed it to happen now. All part of the dance. No one pattern is ever the same, though. We'll need to draw this one to get a better sense of it. The thing I remember most was how much we moved around. Always chasing the next big kill. It felt like an omen. A good one. A sign that the worst was over. Suffice it to say, when I left with Highwing, I flew straight for her house. It was pure luck the first time. I was on Highwing, or I'd never have spotted it. It was the night I come from a family of poachers. We should get back to Doran. He'll need to see the symbol, and we've got poachers to beat. You see, the night I freed Highwing was also the night I ran away from home. A poacher camp. So am I. There were so many creatures I was unable to help when I was younger. Now that's all I want to do. That said, I suspect someone must have recognized me. That's how they got to Gran. However, I wouldn't be surprised if word has got back to them. Some days a part of me hopes that it has. This place must have been built to protect them. They had nothing to fear. The sense I get here is of safety and calm. Quite the opposite of the poacher camps. Look at the murals on the wall. They're all creatures. The poacher camps always felt oppressive. It's hard to explain, but the feeling was palpable. At least to me. You'll feel better soon. There. That should do it. It's all right. I can help. She was livid that I'd been anywhere near the poachers, but she confessed that she was rather envious about the snidgets. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I told her everything. Highwing's the only one I would have gone with. Or Gran, of course. She is. Although I am beginning to see the appeal of human friends. I am glad you came to Hogwarts. It's already been my best year. It was nice to talk about my parents and Gran with someone. And share Highwing. And I wanted to thank you, and with centaurs as allies, I might actually go looking for trouble. I suppose so. That makes two of us. I used to spend most of my time with Highwing, and well, I don't know how Serona feels about hippogriffs popping in for a butterbeer. When the poachers ambushed us, it was nice not to face them alone. I haven't, but I'm perfectly fine with that. I wouldn't want a repeat of Horntail Hall, of course, but I did enjoy the 3 broomsticks. Had no idea how lovely it was there. If anyone can keep them out of poacher hands, it's the centaurs. Don't know that I can. We've taken on poachers twice now, successfully. I rather think you've helped me develop a taste for it. You can use my brush. Just be gentle. Oh, and think pleasant thoughts. I like to think it enriches his experience. Can't say I regret that one bit. Oaks is an experienced trader. He marked that map for a reason. Interesting choice of attire. Look at this place. I wonder if we can find anything else nearby with symbols that match the ones on the plates. That was brilliant. Do it again. Over here. I sincerely hope we never have to do that again. Don't worry. I can help you. It's all right. I'm here. Let's even her odds, shall we? They must have only just captured her. She's putting up quite the fight. Mr. Oaks was lucky. Ramrock's lot would never have freed him. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again. Unless they haven't let things lie. That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless the important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. I am. After our dragon rescue at Horntail Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle. That's what Gran always says. Only until she saw her egg, at which point I thought she rather warmed to us. I suppose we could catch our breath. I adore the Forbidden Forest, full of an amazing array of creatures. We should get a whole new perspective on them by candlelight. Oh, look! It's a deer. It really is much better if I just show you. I am sorry to see you behave so wickedly. What did you just do? You could go to Azkaban. Flipendo. I hope so. Gran understands how important it is to protect those who need it. I still feel terrible that I'm the reason they went there. Nothing keeps Gran down. She set up a caterwauling charm and threatened to make a coat out of the next poacher that set foot on her doorstep. I'd normally try, but we're well past that. Try lighting that furnace. It must be connected to the boiler door. What's going on down there? I wonder how many they brought to capture her. At least 10 usually. His journal left behind. This can't be good. What a lovely area. Well done. Hippogriffs only ever trust a few. Definitely poachers. No creatures, though. So what are they doing out here? They won't be happy to see us. Should we use disillusionment? Or perhaps a less discreet approach? Voipers! The music room is so disrupted with all those bells ringing again. Which means we're one step ahead of them. Very funny. I was just thinking how it's proof that poachers haven't been here. Assuming this is where the moonstone is. Given what Voipers are known to do, I never thought I'd be so happy to see this many of them. I'm so glad you saved that little boy from the poachers. They're a terrible lot. I see the bridge wasn't spared her wrath either. Good thing it's fixable. We can do this. So far, so good. Please don't see us. Please don't see us. What are you doing here? Especially during the day. Look, where the water's bubbling. How odd. I did notice the poachers talking with a few villagers in Hogsmeade. I'm not sure why. Perhaps that's why the centaurs are suspicious. That could have gone worse. Centaurs aren't exactly fans of wizard kind, and the poachers aren't helping matters. Ferdinand is every bit a prat, but hanging him in the Hog's Head... Wasn't taking Ferdinand to the Hog's Head a bit much? Protego! 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 I know Adelaide and her uncle well. No wonder she's been anxious lately. I wonder if the pillars move at all. Well, that was worthwhile. Pity. She must have been starved to pick off a graphorn. That was entirely unnecessary. Please! We were hoping to speak with you. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means. Yet. Please help us find the snidgets before the poachers do. No, never. We're here because we need your help. Golden snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. That would work if dragons didn't have such a keen sense of smell. Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg. I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest. I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her you-know-what. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade. Are you familiar with the hamlet of Irondale? It's south of the castle. I think the cave that Doran wanted us to find is near there. I think I know where we can find Doran. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest and we can tell him about the symbol the Mooncalves made. Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? It may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall. Natty told me about your run-in with the poachers. I have some news about them as well. Can you meet me soon? I fear that some of what I uncovered has to do with you. Bombarda! Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons. They could make more money with snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon. But the poachers will be watching for us now. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything. She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the snidget, long thought to be extinct. From what she recalls, the journals only noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations. The poachers got to my Gran. Someone recognised me in Horntail Hall and they got to her. Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the snidgets, if they still exist. I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic, which is good. Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds. We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit. The golden snidget's feathers and eyes are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. And now another creature's in danger. It's a small bird with golden feathers. It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs, they'd want the snidgets protected at all costs. It's good for Gerald to have his hair brushed. Does wonders for his confidence. Just a quick brush. That's all he needs. Go on. You can't go wrong brushing him. It's the best part of his day. It's got to be here, I just know it. If you collect the moonstone, I can make a quick drawing of the symbol for Doran. Aim for the ring at the front of her restraint. Let's make our way down. We're nearly at the end of this. The clock is ticking in that regard, isn't it? You're right. I suppose I'm worrying over nothing. That's the henge, precisely where Doran said it would be. But now that we're here, I'm not entirely sure how to feel. We knew we were at the cave for the moonstone, but Doran didn't tell us what to expect when we placed the stone in the henge. You and I should meet for a butterbeer soon. Perhaps Highwind can join us? Stay strong. Oh dear, you poor thing. You seem unwell. Chin up. You can get through this. That furnace could be promising. If we're spotted, they'll feed us to the dragons. Up ahead. Looks like a way out. Searching for Grimbold Weft is so dull. I'd rather be in beast class. That's the last of the spider sacks. You've got good flying technique, I'll give you that. Always going somewhere, that one. If we can get to that entrance, we can get to the nest. Whenever you're ready, I'll follow your lead. I stumbled across some folklore about a cave in the area that people avoid. Seemed the perfect place to hide something of value. Ridiculous, really. Rumour was that the cave drove people mad. I couldn't find any account by someone who had been in the cave, though. Agreed. Well, I'm still not sure this is the cave, but it did seem the most promising. It took a few hours and some eye-watering maps, but I think this might be the cave Doran told us about. So either it is a rumour, or anyone who went in wasn't in any state to speak of it afterwards. It's a bit of a leap, I confess, but might a mysterious item such as a special moonstone be hidden in an equally mysterious cave? I think I'm desperate for anything at this point. Use Accio on the ring. We need to free her. I hate to see a creature get put down like that. But trolls have no business in Hogsmeade. I think we can safely say we know where the moonstone goes. I can't believe you did that. Why would you do that? You read my mind. And the books are all about creatures. She would. I can't wait to tell her all about it. Let's keep searching, but carefully. Merlin only knows what's going on here. I found goblin armour. What do you suppose the pellets taste like to Gerald? Pudding, I like to think. The Neasels really took to you. They know a good egg when they see one. As do I. Expelliarmus! 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 See how you like this? Like to torture dragons, do you? At least we're out of the classroom. This way. The Neasels are over here. If this is Mr. Oakes' campsite, we're in for trouble. Adelaide mentioned her Uncle Roland's camp may lie near Brockborough, past the river. Did you hear those goblins? Ramrock and the poachers must be working together. Trust me, I've never seen a Neasel turn down a good brushing. Those food pellets are nutritious for puffskeins and Neasels. You did wonderfully with Gerald. You should be fine with a Neasel. Arresto momentum! Arresto momentum! Arresto momentum! Arresto momentum! Make sure you aren't seen or heard. How do goblin and poacher interests align? That's lovely. I'm sure he feels much better. Watch out! It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. As I said, we think alike. Pleasant surprise. Of course. How clever. Look! Underneath her! I think we're close. They seem calm enough at the moment. We probably shouldn't linger for too long. This must be how the rumour about the cave started. The Whooper's song is said to drive anyone who hears it mad. I noticed you speaking to Ominous. Do you know him? Did you know that Fig and his partner used to be world travellers? 2 symbols on the wall aren't lit. I wonder if casting a shadow on those symbols on the ground would do something. A centaur! Tread carefully. Go on. A bit of feed's the quickest way to his heart. Don't worry, he's not going to bite you. Isn't that right, Gerald? He's a clever one, Gerald. Knows you have food. You can give him some. You're not coming in with us. Of course. Are you ready to leave? Let's go and knock on a dragon's door then. Well, assuming she's home, of course. Congratulations on winning the House Cup. You certainly earned it. You were an augury at noon in the desert. Thank you again for saying something to those brutes so that I didn't have to. At least, that's what we decided it meant. I'd hoped I would. We're of a similar mind. You'll see. I promise you have nothing to fear. Actually, in light of that, there's someone I'd like you to meet. In the forest. It's something my gran and I say. It means that something or someone is a welcome surprise. Come with me. Quite the weather we're having, don't you think? We don't have time. We need to free her now before more show up. Oh. It seems Professor Howard's ready for the next part of the lesson. I think we can safely say that Gerald likes you. He is. Kindness is one of his best qualities, right after ambition. And cleanliness. Lumos! 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 I don't know how you beat Imelda Reyes. She's practically undefeated. I'll wager this isn't the dead end it seems to be. But how to get through? What in Merlin's name? I'll let you know when I have news of her location. Well, there's no turning back now. Remember, we don't want to hurt her. Getting in a bit of practice, are we? I suppose we'll find out, won't we? A graphorn! I should ask for an introduction. You learned to ride a graphorn! Can you believe it? Actual snidgets. I wonder how good her eyesight is. Not ideal, but we should have expected it. Trolls can enjoy dark, damp spaces. That was a Hebridean black. I saw a boiler door on our way down. Perhaps we should take a closer look there. That was for Hauntel Hall. Don't think I won't fight till the end. You're despicable, the lot of you. You're not getting those snidgets. Don't you people have anything better to do? That was for Gran. Meanwhile, please do keep Highwing a secret. I'm a little worried for her at the moment. Merlin, they're lovely. Thank you, Doran, for helping us to find them and to fight for them. But what happens now? They can't care for themselves, and surely once word gets out of their reappearance... You should do it. I only ever wanted to see them safe, which they are. You want us to... Well, we found what we came for. Now we just need to bring it to the henge. I don't think I can ever thank you enough for saving Highwing. Truly. I come and check on her every once in a while, bring her pasties, tell her what's going on in the castle. I knew it! I don't think I've ever seen a hippogriff take to someone this quickly. You can feed and brush her if you'd like. You wouldn't know from looking at her, but she's a dreadful busybody. Be careful, won't you? I shall see you back at the castle. Why is every bridge here broken? Oh, thank goodness you're right. I heard all about the siege. Shocking, isn't it? We had an attack on Hogwarts. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight. If that's all right, I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that. Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howard for the measles. I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in Plimpies. I realised that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Hauntel Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research. Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. See, someone's not afraid of the dark arts. I wouldn't take just anyone there. In fact, you're the first. Each symbol must represent a spell we could cast on an object that belongs with each plate. Good thinking, but she'd still be able to smell you. It's truly sad about Ansallo. I really did like her. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan. I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass. Over here! Up ahead. We should be careful. I smell trouble. Look alive. We're not alone. Brilliant. We've got company. Enemies. I don't like the look of this. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest. Perhaps we should head back to the castle and we can track him down after a good night's sleep. Of course. That's it. We need to show this to Doran. Not that I'd know where to find him at this hour. Just barely. I think the pattern's a bird. At least that's what it looks like. Of course. I'll just wait here and try not to fall asleep. Ah! Yay! Ah! Yay! Woo! All right. Woo! I do hope you're doing well. Seeing you is like having my own personal draft of peace. Good to see you. Ah, how lovely to see you. Hello, nice to see you. I hope things are going well for you. Pleasure to see you. Up ahead! I think I spotted the nest. Do you know why or what it means? Does it have to do with the snidgets? If we pull the rings and match the runes, I suspect we'll find the moths. Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. She'll understand why we're here once she sees her egg. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine. No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg. Hebrideans can be aggressive, but they're also clever. She caught on quickly enough when you showed her how to escape the tent. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones. If it's all right, Doran, I think I'd like to stay behind and spend a little more time with the snidgets. I'll let you know what I find. First the Fwoopers and now this. Why am I not surprised? It looks as if it raised something out of the water. If Mr. Oakes was here, there's no sign of him now. Hello, Professor Black. Of course, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Even the centaurs won't know. It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide. Yes, of course. You're absolutely right. Perhaps you're right. It's just... Never mind. We don't have a choice if we want to help the snidgets. I hope you're right. That's exactly the right word. Never mind. Goodness. Well, that certainly helps explain a bit about what we saw back at Horntail Hall. We'll meet with them, tell them about the snidgets, and I'm sure it'll all be fun. It's nothing, truly. We've no secrets to hide. Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise, I suppose. Perhaps they'll be able to tell that we're sincere. There's something about them that's so knowing. It's almost unnerving. I don't know how you did it. Victor Rookwood, gone for good. We found it. It's like staring directly at the moon. People have always loved their pets. I find that comforting. This is a centuries-old likeness of Pangadon. Fearless mouse hunter and devoted study companion. I have a feeling that was the idea. All right. I suppose I can map out the fastest route to the henge while you look around. Good. If we leave for the henge now, we should make it by nightfall. Are you finished exploring? Every advantage over the poachers will help. We still have the poachers to contend with. We should do as Doran suggested and bring the moonstone to the henge. We shall. If we leave now, we should make it there by nightfall. A good thing too. We need every advantage over the poachers if we're to get to the snidgets first. I suppose we could spare a moment. Very well. If the moonstone is here and so are Fwoopers, I wonder if it's being protected. Oh, pardon me. Fantastic. Levioso. Ready. The element of surprise will only buy us a few seconds. She was breeding the spiders for profit and they turned on her. I don't condone what she did, but she did not deserve this. Trolls don't just ambush villages. I led them here, Doran. We're fine, but if you hadn't got here when you did, that did it. Look, Doran, a doorway. Is the new Hufflepuff out of bed yet? Professor Weasley's waiting for them outside the common room. It's nice to get rewarded for helping others, even if it is an enchanted well. Boiler doors usually need to be lit to operate. This one's probably no exception. I think that's it over there. Quiet, what was that? Did you spot a hawk lamp? I usually wander off when I think I've seen one. Come on, follow me. I also overheard one of them bragging about all the gold they're making, at the expense of innocent creatures, undoubtedly. Does this have anything to do with Rookwood and Harlow coming for you in the 3 broomsticks after the troll attack? I normally tell her everything. She might be my best friend after Highwing, but she knows how I feel about the poachers. The poachers' best kept secret, apparently. The name came up twice, but they never went into detail. The poachers spoke of this area, and I thought if we searched around a bit, it might give us clues as to what they're doing. Fair enough. But I hope you'll let me know if I can be of help, especially after what you did for Highwing. If you ever meet my gran, this trip never happened. Did you know that they have orders from Victor Rookwood to capture you on sight? Good. Whatever the poachers are up to, I want Highwing far from it. It did. I overheard them talking in the Hogshead, and does the name Horntail Hall mean anything to you? I think she worries I'll do something ill-advised. Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do. Haven't we seen that tree before? I think it's the one from that map you found in the well. I wonder how long she lived here. Or where she'll go now. I'm ready whenever you are. I'm sorry to say that you likely have a larger target on your back now because of what we just did. I don't think she knew they had her egg. She wouldn't have left without it. I'd much rather we have it than the poachers, at least for now. But I don't think we should keep it indefinitely. I don't know. Nothing about this day was expected. Not the goblins, and definitely not the fighting ring. The last thing I planned on was a dragon egg. You're right. If there's anything the poachers are good at, it's tracking their prey. And right now, we're it. And the poachers saw us, which cannot be good. It'll be hard hiding something like this from Professor Weasley for long. It would be foolish not to expect it. They're not a forgiving lot. About Professor Fig. Well, I know the two of you were close. I'm so sorry. Taking over camps and castles. This is highly unusual for goblins. The plates on the floor have symbols on them. So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't refer to actual moonlight, but to a moonstone. Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. And why was he so certain about where we could find one? Centaurs can be cryptic. Gran says no one talks more in circles than a centaur. I don't understand. What do moonstones have to do with snidgets? I am too. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave he mentioned. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran. Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it. Stand back. Please meet Highwing. Isn't she just magnificent? Go on, introduce yourself to her. But be careful. You must always show hippogriffs the proper courtesy before you approach them. Merlin, you'd think they were guarding the Minister for Magic himself. What is going on here? Blimey, she's not letting us out of her sight. Perhaps it has to do with the light and the darkness. I'm ready when you are. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. What are those? Why would you do such a thing? There was absolutely no need for that. You're really quite the terror, aren't you? That's it. Get it all out of your system. I suppose if one can fix it, one can break it. That's a relief. Thought we were done for. That was far too close for my liking. I wonder if you'd go blind from staring directly at a moonstone. Get to that opening below her! Pity there weren't any trousers. It would have made a nice ensemble. Oh... You didn't have a choice. I suppose a few more minutes can't hurt. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. Still taking it all in. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless... I am. After our dragon rescue at Horntail Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle. Unless they haven't let things lie. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you? I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing. Understood. We all have our secrets. I'll start looking into it right away. I shan't press for more details. In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I'll start looking into it right away. That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting ring. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. We should see this through. Let me find out where she is. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures. Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg. I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before. We should see this through. Let me find out where she is. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. No matter. I'm sure we can work out a way across. Another obstacle. I know it's hard, but try and hold on. Whatever you do, don't give up. Don't worry, I shan't let you perish. Oh, a part of me hoped it'd be cheerier on the inside. Sounds as if someone's in trouble. We, on the other hand, had Doran to guide us. Even if the poachers do somehow stumble upon this place, we shall be long gone. I'm glad we seem to be a step ahead of the poachers. If we're lucky, they're still poring over Gran's research. There was a fair amount. It's a shame, but it had to be done. Did you really rescue a Gringotts cursebreaker? The things you get up to.